Here we go, we are going to do a falafel dish now. I've soaked the chickpeas overnight. So they're the soaked chickpeas. Morris, if you just go strain that for me, please. We're going to liquidize the chickpeas in here and put them in a bowl. Then we're going to liquidize very finely the onions and the parsley and the coriander. Thank you very much. A little bit of garlic there. Put it all in a bowl with some baking soda, paprika, cumin, coriander, salt and pepper. Mix it all up, roll it in sesame seeds, and we're going to make a beautiful falafel dish. All right, so I'm going to do it the simple way today. It's kind of how I do it at home. I throw the onions and the herbs in there. Where is the lid?
Right, that's the chickpeas. So if I may ask, where is the recipe from? Is it that something you did at home, or is it
Well, listen, growing up, we kind of grew up on falafel when we were kids, you know, being of Jewish and Middle Eastern origin. Falafel was like the biggest treat in the world.
Yeah.
You went to Israel and everyone's like, God, falafel? It's like junk food. Like, really? We live on it. And that's why we do falafel, because we're obsessed with falafel. We've eaten falafel everywhere in the world. Broad bean falafel in Egypt and Israel.
All right, great.
Okay, let's turn that off. How do I get that out? I'm going to put the onion, parsley and coriander. Now we're doing the chickpeas. Sometimes I make falafel with black chickpeas, or I mix it, or with like all three, broad bean, white chickpeas and black chickpeas.
All right, so that's nice color in there, I guess.
Is that blending enough?
That's looks good, that's looks good. I mean, you need a bit of texture in falafel, isn't it?
All right, I think that's good. I think falafel, again, has become one of these sort of mega international dishes. Thank you, chef. And we're gonna throw that in there. The chickpeas, the ground chickpeas. You know, but cooking is always a variation on a variation on a variation. What am I throwing in? There's salt, paprika, bicarbonate of soda. I'm gonna lighten it up to a little bit more fluffy so it's not so dense and heavy. Yeah, coriander, cumin. I think we're just gonna throw a little touch of garlic in like that. Black pepper. And I think that's ready, like that mix.
Okay.
The only way to make a nice, good falafel is to mix it all up.
Okay, it comes nice and green now.
It's a very simple dish. I mean, you soak the chickpeas overnight, and then all you got to do is liquidize the chickpeas, add the spices and the herbs, and it's ready to fry.
Right. I mean, there is something about deep fried food, isn't it?
Well, anything with oil does. As I said, I used to go to my aunt, she's, what have you eaten today? I thought I had a falafel for lunch. She's like, falafel? That's not food, that's junk.
That's gonna be great.
All right, there we
really
go.
Good.
There's our mix. Generally, you can make falafel balls. You wanna squeeze them nice and tight. If there's any moisture, you can get a little bit of moisture out so it's a little bit drier. And there we have a falafel ball. The other way to do it often is like the sort of the quenelle shape. Yeah, I got it. It's a little bit wet, so if you squeeze the moisture out, the last thing I like to do with the falafel before I fry it is actually roll it in some sesame seeds.
Oh, that
gives it another little
crunch.
Well, it's just nice. It looks nice. Sesame seeds are obviously really healthy, and you don't have to use sesame seeds. But
I was going to ask you actually, yeah. So how long can you keep them for? And
that's what I was going to say. The other thing I do when I make the mix, I'll split it in half. I'll make half for dinner because I've just made it.
Yeah.
I'll put the other half in a freezer bag, stick it in the freezer, and then next week or the week after, I don't have to go through it all over again.
So the process, yeah, of course.
Take it out of the freezer, let it defrost, maybe get a bit of the juice out because it will probably...
Yeah, well, freezer will obviously.
And you've got falafel not just for today, but for next week.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, we're just going to fry the falafels for about 5 minutes, I would say, till they're nice and brown. It's important that you cook your falafels at the right temperature for the right amount of time, because otherwise the inside and the center of your falafel will be raw.
The right temperature would be what, about 170, I'd say?
Chef says about 170. We'll take them out. And again, just to put it in a little bit of paper or a roll of something, just to take off a bit of the oil. All right, what we're going to do now, We've got our falafel here, but we're actually going to bring it together as a little mini meal. I think we're actually going to make it into falafel in the bread. So we've got some tahina here. We're going to make a little Middle Eastern salad, and we're going to eat it. A falafel with tahina, salad, chili sauce. Right, tahina, here we go. Going to get some tahina here. A little bit more. We are going to add a little bit of garlic, and we have some garlic ready. Oh, salt's gone in already. Okay. Morris is ahead of me here. Touch of garlic, really not too much. A touch of paprika, just a touch. We're using this lemon juice here, not too much. Okay. And then we're just going to blend all of that first so it starts getting a bit sticky. And then we need some water. I mean, it's actually, if you do it all in a blender, a stick blender, a hand blender, it's clearly a lot quicker than what I am doing right now, but...
I've got it calculated, so to get a really good consistency, same amount of tahina, same amount of water, and you have a beautiful consistency.
Same amount of tahina and water?
In weight. In weight.
You know, when
so
you make
half a kilo to half a kilo, let's say.
When you make the tahina, often it's quite thin and runny at first, but again, you leave it half an hour and
it absorbs the water.
And then, and some people like it more runny, and some people like it more thicker.
What you want.
Some people like without lemon because they like just that intensity of the chickpea, not chickpea, the sesame flavor. Again, you know, I never used to put paprika in, but my mother-in-law puts paprika in hers, and then I started. It's like, oh, maybe she's got a point. So let's put the tahina in here, like so. Spot on, spot on. Falafel, tahina, salad, pita bread. I say a little bit of chili will go very nice with that. Make me a half a falafel, chef. Half a falafel, half the price. And it's half the calories as well.
Yeah.
Okay, how would I make a falafel? I would break it, to be honest, into two bits at the bottom. To be honest, like that. I would add a little bit of salad. I would add the tahina on top. A little bit of chili sauce, like that. And that's what we call half a falafel. Good?
Of course it's good.
Well, I bought this big plate because, again, you could put your salad and all your bits on one big plate and eat it with a bit of bread, or you want to put it in the bread. It's really how you like to eat at that point. Okay, a little bit of parsley, tahina. And there you go.